In the dark, endless nights of World War II, when the German army believed it ruled the skies with its powerful Luftwaffe, a new kind of terror emerged. Not with roaring engines or blazing guns, but with silence. Across the front, soldiers would tremble as they heard the faint whoosh of canvas wings in the distance, followed by sudden explosions ripping through their camps. These were not ghosts or machines of the future, but young Soviet women flying fragile wood and fabric biplanes, aircraft so outdated they belonged to another era, yet in their hands they became weapons of fear. They were called the Night Witches, an all-female bomber regiment formed in 1942 when Stalin finally allowed women to take to the skies. Most of them were barely in their 20s, students and teachers, daughters and sisters, who had traded books and classrooms for maps and bombs. Their planes had no radios, no parachutes, and almost no protection. One tracer bullet could set them ablaze, yet these women used every disadvantage as a weapon. They flew in darkness, cutting their engines before gliding silently over German positions, releasing their bombs with eerie precision, and then disappearing back into the night before anyone could react. The sound of their planes, like a broomstick cutting through the wind, was so unnerving that German soldiers began calling them Nachthexen, the Night Witches, convinced they had supernatural powers. Terrified, the Germans even offered iron crosses to any pilot who could shoot one down, yet the Night Witches were nearly impossible to catch. Flying in groups of 3, one would draw the searchlights, another the anti-aircraft fire, while the third slipped through the chaos to drop her bombs. Each night, they flew mission after mission, sometimes 10 or 15 sorties in a single evening, braving freezing winds, engine failures, and skies lit with deadly flak. Their targets were not just soldiers, but bridges, supply lines, and railroads, crippling German movements and grinding the Nazi war machine to a halt. Imagine being a soldier in a freezing trench, hearing nothing but silence, and then suddenly, bombs rain from the sky, dropped by enemies you cannot see or hear until it's too late. For over 1,000 nights they haunted the Germans, and though their planes were slow and fragile, their courage was unbreakable. By the end of the war, the Night Witches had flown more than 30,000 missions, dropping thousands of tons of bombs, and many became legends, some twice awarded the title of Hero of the Soviet Union. Yet their true power was not only in destruction, but in the fear they planted in the hearts of the enemy. Because the most terrifying enemy is not the one you see, but the one you only hear in the dead of night. And so, the Night Witches became more than pilots. They became living shadows striking silently from the darkness, and leaving behind a story of bravery and defiance that still whispers across the night sky.